Hey friends, your friendly neighborhood, that TS Hawkeye guy here. We're going to take a look at I mentioned the new scenes for the 30th anniversary of Night of the Living Dead. When I did my watch through, I found a collection of them. I haven't seen them since I watched the movie. I'm going to react with you. Anything I do know, I'll fill you in on. Um, Before we get into that, if you made it this far, drop me a like, subscribe. That pushes me up in the algorithm. And the farther I go up in the algorithm, the more I want to make content. And the more content for me, that does us all good. All right. So, produced by Russ and Hardman. So there's the 30th anniversary. And that's all for the 30th anniversary as well. You know, it's don't really care for them messing with a classic, but you know, I don't. We'll see as we watch the scenes. It's only about 17 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm still sick. I'm very congested. So there's the truck that Ben arrived in, obviously.
Charlie, have a little help here, huh? Can't feel my fingers. This gun's heavy. What's your cuddle? What's the cuddle? Stink. Say nice looking for Rosie. Put it down, man. Put it down.
You know, so it's
Get it up. Get it over.
you know, it doesn't have the same feel as the original footage. So when you watched it in the original footage, with the original footage, it took you right out of it.
This has got to be the strangest load you guys have ever hauled. Why don't you just take him straight to the garbage dump? Yeah,
You know, it's
We're getting paid to take him to the cemetery. Art Krantz and his wife, they want to make sure he's put 6 feet under. Yeah, well, if it makes him feel better. It was their little girl that this sucker killed.
you know, so they've given the cemetery zombie a whole backstory.
Guess he felt the Krantzes would stir things up.
You know, it's
Well, let's get this shindig over with. I gotta get back to Beekman's Diner as soon as possible.
there we go, Beekman's
Come on,
Diner.
baby, I'll be back. You're really sweet on her, ain't you, Danny boy? None of your business.
You know, it kind of
Sit at lunch
adds a
special
lot of
with beef barley
stuff.
stew and hot buttermilk biscuits.
Doesn't really matter.
I guess
You
we'll
know,
keep
it's
the Beekmans then.
cemetery zombie didn't need a backstory.
You wish.
He didn't need a backstory going back to Beekman's Diner, but you know, it's.
Yeah, thanks for all your help.
I know that they had to. You know, they couldn't just film straight scenes of whatever. They did want to leave their mark on it. So, and again, you know, it exists as a nice little kind of a novelty, like the colorized version, like the 1990 version.
Don't like it? What? Like what? What are you talking about? Hell,
So,
I
you
don't like it. I don't like the fact that we're driving around with him in the back.
There were only 2 or 3 scenes, if I remember correctly.
Don't worry about him. He's dead. He can't
So.
hurt you. I'm not worried about him hurting me. I just don't like it. You know, what he did and everything. The little girl. Don't think about what he did. I don't think about what he did, and you shouldn't either. Just put it out of your head. I can't, you know. Just having him back there. I just don't
You know,
like it. It's not right. Relax.
Again, they're gonna go on and on about what he did, I guess. So,
I'll be glad when we're done burying the damn creep. Don't speak ill of the dead, Danny boy. Just be happy it's over with. Just having the back of this truck gives me the creeps. Admit it, man. You're a little shaky. Creeps give me the creeps, huh? I guess most folks will feel the same way. That's why we have to dig the hole a good distance away from everybody else. He don't deserve to be next to ordinary, decent folk.
you know,
He should have been cremated and burned at the stake.
not really much to say here.
Electric chair's too good for him, if you ask me. Right here, Danny. What you thinking? Right here. Howdy, folks. Well, we brung him. I don't know why they wouldn't let you watch execution, Mr. Krantz.
Didn't want to. Just want to make sure he's dead.
They gave him a good enough jolt. 50,000 volts out here, tell. His brain's fried, you can believe it.
Oh, excuse me.
Should have let the steak cremate him.
We don't believe in cremation. We believe in the fires of hell. That's the Lord's way
You know,
of
it's,
punishing sinners.
He raped and strangled
I looked it up. I think he's some kind of horror guy. I don't really remember.
The Lord has him now, and I'm sure he'll be judged harshly.
We're told that not all sinners go to hell, Reverend Hicks. The ones that repent are forgiven. Some sins should be beyond repentance.
Take the lid off the coffin so I can see his face. I swore I'd see him dead, and I will see him and make sure. I don't harbor any fears it's not really him down in that box.
You know, it's, again, not really much to add for me.
Control yourself, Arthur. That was uncalled for. Be mindful of the mysterious ways of the Lord, else you lose your own immortal soul. Now, I'm going to say a short prayer, and then we best leave.
Prayer? I'm not staying for it. I want to hear it.
He doesn't deserve a prayer, Reverend Hicks.
Yeah, so, you know what? Let's watch this in a higher speed, because there's not a whole lot going on here. I forget how to do this. Hold on. Remix. No, that's not what we want to do. Setting. Playback speed. Let's go 165.
Oh, Lord of mercy and justice, we trust that there is a time for
We can get the gist of it,
and a time
so...
for forgiveness, and we will leave the judgment of both in your almighty hands. I do not ask for mercy upon the soul of the one that we bury here.
You know, they could have at least, you know, he could have at least had some, time,
Let's put the lid back on.
like his beard could have looked like it was from the time, or... But...
Danny boy, torches off and twitch, it's nothing. No, fraud like a twitch, even after it's been cut off. He ain't no fraud. I heard persons about executions, even hanged. Well, he wasn't hanged, he was electrocuted. Give me a hand. Well, maybe he didn't give enough juice. Look. He's moving, come, Betty!
Alright, so... And instead of doing anything, those goofballs just drove off. So this is the scene... Excuse me. With Johnny and Barbara. So, it was at least spliced in nicely. There's a survivor in the car. I think the effects in the actual old movie were better than some of these. But again, I don't want to sound too negative about it, because it was a movie in the public domain. The fact that, you know, this was probably a real passion project for somebody. I don't want to sound too negative about it. I like practical special effects. So I don't know if I still have that 30th anniversary copy. I weeded out some DVDs a couple years ago, and I had like 5. I had Night of the Living Dead on like 5 different collections. So I think I got rid of all the single collections. So they've interspliced like classic footage in here as well. They did. Yeah, see, this was from the movie, the classic movie. So, they put it in really good. You know, I'm not sure exactly the point of this, but... maybe just to give more context and how ghoulish they were, maybe.
I'm here with Reverend John Hicks, pastor of the First Church of the Divine Power. We are currently at the cemetery where there was supposed to be a burial of an executed felon. Reverend Hicks was one of the first to report on what at the time seemed to be So unbelievable, so bizarre, that the dead could rise again, could somehow become mobile. Reverend, how do you explain this?
This is like the flood that struck in Noah's time, or the
You
destruction
know, it's
of Sodom and Gomorrah. We are being punished for our sins.
you know, the end of the movie. So
And judgment day is upon us. By the power of the Holy Ghost, I condemn thee to eternal death and damnation.
and there's a cemetery zombie as well.
Inhabit you, leave your body, so that your soul may burn in everlasting fire. So your soul may burn in everlasting fire.
How we got that closed, I don't know. Well, again,
Any more do you think we're at? That's not what I saw. So you better get yourself a gun just in case. Let's go deal us a vote.
1 year later. Again, I'm going to, we're going to like and subscribe this channel. I encourage everybody else to go do that as well. Excuse me.
I believe that the Lord works in mysterious ways. It is He who has saved me for a higher purpose.
I see they allow you to have a pet, Reverend Hicks.
This is Mushu, my companion.
So he got bit and he didn't turn, so.
He's really cute, but I don't see how he could protect you from very much.
But the idea is to protect all of you from me. If I suddenly became one of those things, I would probably attack the closest thing living, Mushu.
She's really
Instead
pretty.
of someone more important, like you, for example. That's how the authorities have reasoned it out. But of course the authorities...
And yes, I know I go on about how women look a lot,
I learned that they're studying
but
their immune system,
women are
trying to find out
beautiful,
how to
and
survive.
I'll
But
never
there doesn't seem
stop
to be a
thinking
difference
that,
between your body
so.
chemistry and, say, someone who's not infected.
Of course not. God has chosen me.
His
as
teeth
he
bug
chose
me.
Saint Paul. Through me, a miracle has been worked. I must be allowed to return to my church and continue the work of the Lord. Will you be my advocate, Miss Davies?
Well, yes, I...
Okay, I don't remember anything after this. I kind of remembered this
I
part.
believe, Reverend, that they're going to be releasing you soon. Otherwise, they wouldn't have allowed me to interview you.
Arthur Krantz was put in jail for hiding me in his home. He and his wife, Hilda, bathed and cleaned my wound with holy water. And they prayed while I was delirious for 7 days and 7 nights. Sanctifying grace heals the body.
Excuse me.
But scientists
I really hope I do feel better.
when I didn't become one of those dead things, I was brought here to be studied.
I like the dog, too. The dog's
It
cute.
goes beyond the scope of their pitiful secular rationalizations.
So you don't think they'll find a biological reason for any of this? A virus?
I've got the rat terrier now, but I used to have chihuahuas, and they were awesome.
Inhabiting the bodies of our dead.
Little
And the
dogs
demons
have the
are
biggest
still used in this world,
personalities.
And the dead must be spiked.
Spiked? What do you mean?
Spiked as the hands of Jesus were spiked to the cross. Spike the dead to prevent them from rising before judgment day. All sinners must repent and the dead must be spiked. Heed the word of the Lord, or the dead will rise again possessed by demons. And ye who are unclean shall be damned forever and ever in eternal fire.
Alright, so that... Okay. And there's the cast. So, we're going to subscribe. And we're going to like. This is from Blue Heaven. Some other stuff down there. Alright, friends. Like I said, toy content's going to be the #1 thing still on this channel. But I'm kind of having fun doing these as well. Alright, we'll talk again soon.